Number 3, Aiden Stanley. Number 5, Paolo Kevin Page. Number 9, Augie Williams. Number 13, Sebastian Wexani. Number 14, Aiden Quinn. Number 15, Adrian Petray. Number 30, Ben Opegu. Number 37, Logan Eilinger. Number 42, Doug Martinez. Number 6, your captain, Cam Whitley. And comes to the 11 is Sean McCauley. The 11 is promoted by Bill Kaiser and Gabe Zadoni. Goalkeeper coach is Swift. And legendary coach the 11 is Josh Duncan. The team doctor is Dr. Ashley Warren.
This midweek Wednesday night matchup, Indy 11 Rhode FC play for a second time in the span of 35 days. These two teams have gone in different directions since they faced off back on July the 5th. Alongside Mike Hodder, my name is Mike Rakestraw. I know the graphic doesn't match that but it's Mike Night, trying to set a world record for number of mics that are in attendance at one sporting event. The creative team behind the Indy 11, absolute genius. Unfortunately, the offensive play of the Indy 11, not so genius as of late. They haven't scored in a match since July 13th. They had kind of been stuck in neutral. Brad, that changed. It went full-on reverse on Friday night. 5 second-half goals scored by the Charleston Battery. The most lopsided loss of the season for the Indy 11.
Yeah, a tough 45 minutes. Played a good first 45, came out. Things just came off the rails pretty quick. Now, how quickly can you put that behind you?
Always you have this quick turn. Indy kind of gets an extra day, but they have to overcome, simply put, how negatively things went for them in the span of 45 minutes. The opposite is quite true for Rhode Island. They played on national TV in front of a packed house in Hamtramck on Saturday afternoon, and at the death, Clay Holstead, the beauty from the left foot. Rhode Island has not lost in nearly 2 months. They were just kind of finding their footing when these two teams faced each other back on July 5th.
Yeah, it was impressive. You take a look at that roster, and we started talking about it in July, is that they just got to figure a couple things out, and they have now put the pieces together.
This is a first-year side, Brad, that again now has gone 2 months without a loss. They had a stretch of 5 consecutive matches where they scored at least 3 goals.
Yeah, look at that, 23 goals. That's what some teams have on the season. They've done that since June 1st.
For the Indy 11, one of their focuses will be, frankly, defending better against set pieces, because that's how Rhode Island got back in the match on July 5th. Indy had a 2-goal halftime lead. Frank Nadarce scored twice off of balls from the corner.
Yeah, and it was virtually the same ball. The ball driven into the front of the 6, and he just beat the defender to it.
One thing that the Indy 11 have been dealing with as of late is injuries. Well, one of the best players in league history has returned. Aiden Quinn played the final 45 minutes on Friday in Charleston.
You know, a veteran like Aiden brings so much to the locker room, but it amplifies when you're actually on the field.
And if that's not enough, Jack Blake's back in the 18 for the Indy 11 as well. Stay tuned. Starting lineups, opening kickoff. Come your way next as you're watching Indy 11 soccer on Mike Night on My Indy TV and ESPN+.
Is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling, you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.
At Indiana Members Credit Union, we're invested in more than just your finances. We're invested in your future, the future of your family, the well-being of the community you live in, and in those who dream big. Until those dreams become a reality, any bank can give you a loan or open an account. At IMCU, we care about more than just dollars and cents. We care about doing things that make sense. And investing in you makes good sense to us.
Now, Indy 11, World's Game, Indiana's team.
Find it, try it, paint it, love it. 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 Find it, try it, paint it, love it, love it, love it,
Tonight's match is presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care simply delivered. And by your Central Indiana Ford dealers. Your Central Indiana Ford dealers are a proud sponsor of Indy 11 Soccer. Visit your local Ford dealer today for great deals on your favorite Ford vehicle. Let's get right to your lineups. They are presented by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, proud sponsor of Indy 11 Soccer. Aiden Quinn gets his first start in nearly 11 months. A bit of a formational change to the 3-4-3. I think what you're seeing, though, is Indy's best three defenders are along that back line.
Yes, and it's just so great to see the 14 back in the lineup.
Logan Neidlinger gets a second consecutive start, so an academy deal for this team. On the flip side, for Rhode Island again, look at their bench. Dikwa, Fuson, Holstad, Quizera, Haribo. This is their last midweek match of the season. So Connor Smith is going to put some faith in his reserves to kind of hold the fort and maybe send the charges in half number 2.
That's a strong starting lineup, but the transfer market on the bench has got to be off the charts.
When you're the coach of the month, you can do that, and these are the last 2 coaches of the month in the USL Championship, Connor Smith and Sean McCauley. Our match referee, Ricardo Fierro, says enough of the pregame show. Let's get to the main events. Thanks for joining us. One of 2 USL Championship matches this evening. Thanks for joining us on MyIndy TV and ESPN+. And these 2 teams play to a thrilling 3-3 draw that we were able to cover for you on MyIndy TV back on July 5th. Logan Neidlinger sends this in towards Augie Williams, swept away by Rhode Island. Rhode Island has a big derby match coming up on Saturday when they play host to Hartford Athletic. Indy will play on Sunday against the best team in the West, and Augie Williams had a pretty impressive shot on goal. That will be a corner kick less than a minute in, which is brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham.
Great first look from Indy. You take a look at the first 3 opportunities that Indy had. I think it came from Cam, Aiden, and Logan. Everything was head up, look down the field, see if we can't find a ball back in behind.
And Indy last scored a goal against Loudoun United. Elliot Collier scored that goal back on July 13th. Elliot also scored against Rhode Island some 8 days earlier. Sanley's bending ball is met by J.J. Williams. J.J., I'd say one of a handful of regular starters for Coach Smith that is in the 11 tonight. One coming here for Indy. He jumped out to a 2-goal lead at Rhode Island. These 2 teams played on July 5th. Their goal scorers that night were some unlikely sources. Lawrence Wotton, Elliot Collier, who got his lone start of the season in that match, and Tyler Gibson had the go-ahead goal in that match, and this one is off of the Indy 11. Let's get to our injury report brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. That injury list is getting shorter. Elliot Collier went through a pretty significant workout before the match. I would estimate, Brad, he's back in the 18 on Sunday afternoon.
I would think, and you referenced it in pregame, seeing Jack Blake back on the bench, too. That's an important piece back in the mix now.
Yeah, Jack just returned to training in the last week. We last saw him. He was injured on June 22nd in a loss to Orange County. Lindley, Wenzati just couldn't find his footing. And of note, we have seen Sebastian starting to play a little bit more towards the midfield. With the return of Aiden Quinn, he goes back a little more forward in the attack for Coach McCauley's squad.
Well, you look at the connectivity between Quinn and Cam Lindley. That's a great ball into Cam, and then it's just a one-touch to see if you can't slip Gwenzati through.
Of course, Lindley in his 3rd year, but 2nd year of this stint with the Indy 11. Blake, Lindley, and Quinn all brought in together, along with Sebastian Gwenzati, and a very veteran move by Sebastian Gwenzati. Sold that contact from Yeo just a little bit to earn the restart outside of the 18.
There was a tug, but it was a professional veteran move.
There was a tug, and then there was some salesmanship that was added to it by Seba. Seba came off the bench on Friday night. It was the first time he was not in the starting 11 all season long. And now you've got options. This has been the domain of Stanley and Lindley over the years, but Aiden Quinn's one of the best players in league history. You're going to give him this opportunity. Over 20,000 minutes played a season ago. Bending ball in, and we've got a player down inside of the 18 for the Indy 11. Last touch by Rhode Island. That is Dees Pay that took a tumble, and now he will be checked on. Or was he deemed to be in an offside position? Let's see.
Just a great serve by Quinn. It's out of reach of Lee, so you give your players in the box a chance.
He was onside. This was just the assistant referee making sure the lead official noticed that Dees Pay was down outside of the 6.
Great job by Rhode Island getting up and being first to ball.
But the first 4 minutes have all been played in this end of the park. Williams knocked backwards by Cam Lindley. Get to our keys of the match. They are presented by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, proud sponsor of Indy 11 soccer. Coach, what do you have?
Well, we talked about the scoring drought right now. They've got to be dangerous and unpredictable in the attacking third. Also need to be disciplined in the box. Clean touches, tight marks, be first to ball. For Rhode Island, J.J. Williams is a difference maker. Ever since he's returned to this lineup, this team has been unbeaten. And then they just got to keep riding this wave. They're on a great run. Lots of goals. Late goals, crazy goals. They're having fun right now, and it shows in the way that they're playing.
Would you say that JJ has been dynamite for
I
Rhode
almost
Island?
used that, and then I thought, you know what? You and I might be the only ones that get that.
Well, we do that reference early in the broadcast because the people that would get it would probably be asleep by the end of the broadcast. So lead with it early.
I Googled it just to see, and he's in his 70s now, if that doesn't make you feel a little bit old.
I'm just happy he's still with us. First real foray forward for Rhode Island, quickly swept away by the Indy 11. Here's Aiden Stanley. 7 assists, now second in the league. Has not had one in league play since June 1st. 9 if you include his 2 assists in U.S. Open Cup play. Stanley, good job to close it down by Colin Smith. Again, Smith, one of the regular players that plays off the bench for Rhode Island, but this is just his second start of the season. He played all of 313 minutes in 16 matches coming in. When Zadi lets that fly through. Here's Chapman Page. McGlynn takes it away. And there's Logan Neidlinger again on an academy deal, getting his 2nd consecutive start. He's playing in a 5th consecutive match. He turns 19 in about a month. What are you seeing from Logan Neidlinger that allowed him to kind of break through with this group?
Well, you're not seeing any kind of panic on the ball, which is great. You're seeing good decisions, even if he's under pressure. But the thing is what you're going to see. If he continues at this, every minute he gets just increases the rate of his development.
Good closeout by Dees Pay, but not done just yet. Bouncing ball outside of the 18. Doyle whacked by Dees Pay. Doyle draws the free kick from at the edge of the 18-yard box, and here comes a chance for the visitors from Rhode Island.
Clever touch by Doyle. Dees Pay's coming in full head of steam. Clever little touch that doesn't allow him to change direction, and there's nothing he can do but make contact.
Doyle getting just his 6th start of the season. This is his first year playing in the States. He had 59 goals in his professional days when he played in Ireland. He's 25 years of age. He's been a pro since the age of 17. Of course, this match is brought to us by the Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction, management, and investments. This Rhode Island team was the king of the draws the first, say, 3.5 months of the season. It has been goals on top of points ever since mid-June. What was the turning point? Scoring 5 at Lou City and a win at Lynn Family Stadium. Opportunity here. Ball does not get through the wall. McGlynn fires. Connor McGlynn, whose match on Saturday will be very much of interest for him because he spent the last 4 years playing for Hartford Athletic. But Connor getting, again, usually off the bench, gets the start tonight. Nearly cashed in from 25 yards away.
Yeah, heck of a one-touch look, and the ball's going away from you, so you got to go across your body. And the only window that you really had was that far corner, and he gave it a good look.
Lights are on here at Carroll Stadium. And it has been a gray day. It was rainy and misty earlier, but importantly, we had about a 20-degree temperature drop from yesterday to today. So very agreeable playing conditions on the artificial surface for each of these two teams. Throw-in coming here for the Indy 11 in minute number 9. And Zadi the flick forward. Past the defender. Here's Jackson Lee. Lee got the start against Indy back on July 5th. Had not started since. Koke Vegas available for selection. Those two have interchanged at different times throughout the season. McGlynn got taken out by Augie Williams. The issue for Indy has been goal scoring, or more importantly, lack thereof. They just have not created much in the way of chances really since that Rhode Island match, or even the first half of the next match, which was the Atlanta United match in Open Cup play on July 9th. Are you seeing anything different just yet from this Indy side?
Well, I think the thing is, it's a team sport. So there's 11 guys on the field, so you never want to, pin anything on one guy. But the loss of Jack Blake, he's just on such a tear, even from the moment preseason began. That.
How about that left foot?
What a save.
Deflection, and Lee able to react to it and just knock it aside with a hand and then go collect it.
That's just reaction. You're seeing it coming one way, nicks off of a player, and you just got to throw your hand up there.
I'm sorry the match got in the way of you finishing your thought as we see the replay here. What are you seeing from Indy in terms of the Jack Blake return, but others having to do their job?
Well, I think you're struggling to find that rhythm since he's been out of the lineup on who's going to be the one that steps up. And, he did such a great... You look at statistically how he leads in virtually every category on chances created, shots, goals, all of this stuff. You can't just pull that out of the lineup and then have it by committee. Someone's got to step into that gap, and, it may just be him stepping back in.
Mark Ibarra. He is apparently a piece that isn't going to be rotated because he has now started in all 22 matches that Rhode Island has played. He and Albert Diqua, again, kind of cornerstone guys that came over from Pittsburgh, have that winning mentality from playing for Bob Lilly. And that's the second foul against Cam Lindley. Cam coming up a bit worse for wear, but he is also on the radar of our officiating crew for tonight's contest. I thought that, and Lindley now drops. And immediately the bench goes into action for the Indy 11. Cam has missed just one match due to injury. Now in this 2-year run that he has been on with the Indy 11, but took a few steps and then returned to the turf to the Hamilton County native.
And the tough part is at this part of the season, you count preseason starting February 1, and you're December and January, you're putting yourself through the paces so you're ready for preseason. You're now 9-10 months into pushing yourself every single day. So there's nobody out here that doesn't have something that's tweaked a little bit.
It is an embarrassment of riches off the bench in the midfield for the Indy 11 tonight, as you see the contact between Ibarra and Lindley here. Ben Mines, Jack Blake, who you would assume is very much on a minutes restriction, Tyler Gibson, all available off the bench for Indy, so they've got plenty of options. They just don't want to go to him in the 13th minute of the match. They want to pull Cam Lindley from the match early if they can avoid it at all costs.
Right. Both these teams played over the weekend, so that fatigue is going to factor in at some point. And at what point do you go to your bench and you take a look at how loaded the Rhode Island bench is right now? They want to stretch the minutes of the guys on the field right now and bring these guys in when there's a little bit more fatigue in the game.
Again, it is a tighter turn for Rhode Island. They got to go Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday for Indy. They get a day on each side. It is Friday, Wednesday, Sunday before New Mexico is here. This portion of this match is brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. Exceptional care simply delivered. And Lindley will do his best to soldier on. Josh Frankham assisting him in getting back to the bench. Might be magic spray time for Cameron Lindley. Were you a big proponent of that as a goalkeeper, Brett?
No. They had the magic bucket back in those days. They'd come out with a bucket of ice water and a towel and rub your injury down, then all of a sudden, okay, you're good.
Now, was that after you had walked to school barefoot in the snow uphill 5 miles both ways?
Both ways.
Okay.
Both ways.
Making sure. Here's Hunter Salt, first real action he's had to go through this evening. The 5 goals allowed in the second half, by far the most he had allowed in a match in an Indy 11 uniform. His previous high, 3, coming to Rhode Island back on July 5th. And Lindley was back on the field, and I don't think he's long for this one. And I neglected to mention Lawrence wasn't available. Looks like Lawrence is going to get the call, and Cam's night will come to a premature end.
Yeah, and you look at how Jack Blake could fill that role, except he's not probably 76 minutes fit at this point, so you don't want to go to that card at this point. Whatten's been playing great. He's 76 minutes fit. Get him in there.
Yeah, Lawrence is the guy that, again, was the player that, frankly, has benefited from Blake's absence. He was the guy that was sort of in the starting lineup, was playing great. Then he got a knock in training right before the Tulsa match. We saw him late in the match against Charleston, but Lawrence Whatten, the native of England, the two-time Big Ten midfielder of the year, enters, and Cam Lindley has one of his earliest exits in an Indy 11 uniform. And you worry that might be the end of the week for Cam, because again, after that Sunday match against New Mexico, Indy is off for 13 days. They do not play next weekend. You would think that, unfortunately, Cam might be a spectator for each of the next couple of matches. So one sub and one sub window importantly used by the Indy 11 early. Here's Douglas Martinez. Chapman Page trying to dig in and whistle for the foul. Chapman Page has been in and out of the 18 due to injuries of his own accord over these last few weeks. When he has been healthy since being acquired about 54 weeks ago, he has absolutely been one of the best defenders for the Indy 11.
Just so physical. And you looked at that foul on J.J. Williams. These guys have seen each other for a number of years in this league. And J.J. knows he's going to leave this match with some bruises, because Chapman Page is going to contest every ball into him.
Speaking of Chapman Page, he'll sweep that back and find Sebastian Guenzati. Beautiful flick to Augie Williams.
Good run by Guenzati coming back post. You got Stanley on the backside as well.
Grant Stoneman, again, has missed some time due to injury for Rhode Island. In just his 9th match of the season and 7th start. Will work his way back and keep that one from really being a dangerous opportunity. And now Stanley will play this back to Hunter Solt. Again, we would expect a bevy of fresh faces for Rhode Island early in the second half. They got a lot of ammo available off the bench in tonight's match. Quinn looking to go back post. Martinez could not get it through.
That's about 3 balls that they've had out wide that they haven't been able to clear that first defender.
Here's Smith. Williams. Brito looking back post. And Solt keeps it out.
My goodness.
That was Doyle that was making the back post run. And exquisite from the visitors. They do not cash in.
Just a brilliant ball. The little give and go, and then Brito drives a ball back post out of reach of Hunter Solt. Defenders can't get to it. You got Doyle on the back post as the only option. Solt just makes an unbelievable save.
And while it is, and as Williams called for the foul against Nodarse, and while it is an impressive armada of talent that Rhode Island has on the bench tonight, as we sit in the open, it's coming from everywhere. It's coming from so many different pieces. This is certainly a more than capable group that's on the field.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Just look at this buildup here. One touch from J.J. Williams sends Brito in, and a perfect one-touch ball across the box that Hunter Solt has to go full extension on to keep it out of the back of the net.
Probably important that we point out that Hunter is 6'7", because if he's 6'6", I'm not sure he's getting that one, Brad. May have been the only keeper in the league that could have ventured back to get that one. Well, momentum has clearly shifted in favor of the visitors. But also of note, it has been a pretty whistle-happy first 18 minutes. We'll see if that trend continues as the match goes along. This match is brought to us by IMCU. Show your Indy 11 pride. Get your exclusive IMCU Indy 11 debit card at any IMCU branch or online now at imcu.com. This is one of 2 USL Championship matches taking place. The other one, Detroit and Pittsburgh and Hamtramck, scoreless. Keep you posted on that one, obviously. That match is of interest to both of these teams. above the playoff line. Indy, as we said, they have been, after vaulting from out of the playoffs to as high as second in the table, kind of stuck mid-pack right now in the Eastern Conference. Both these teams with 12 matches left to play after this one.
Hey, you're talking mid-pack. You've got Charleston and Lou City that have separated themselves. Tampa looks like they're on a typical Tampa run.
I would put the Rowdies with that group too. Yeah.
And then you look at that middle group, and it's just expanding because those teams that got off to a tough start, like Rhode Island, are now squeezing up from the bottom. And never count Bob Lilly out.
Neidlinger. Ball didn't get the air to it he had hoped.
Yeah, that's the fourth ball from that side of the field that has not cleared that first defender. You got to not start looking at a ball over the top at this point.
Quinn directs that one to Douglas Martinez. Martinez's cross.
Okay, something in between the two.
Correct. Yeah, he got that one airborne.
Because you look at how Rhode Island is defending the 18. They are dropping players back in there, so they've got the entire channel congested for that ball on the ground.
We'll go over the standings in full graphic form, either halftime, post-match, or both. But Indy 6 points back of Tampa Bay for third. Birmingham 1 point back of the Indy 11 as of tonight's match. Deespay. Well done by Smith. Quinn, great ball. Headed, but not down, and in an offside position anyway was Douglas Martinez. But again, just the chess is a bit more three-dimensional for the Indy 11 when Aiden Quinn is on the field.
My goodness. You know, we talk about it with some of the players. And in this league, the talent level has just increased so much since we've been doing this. You take a look at it. That's a one-touch ball perfectly placed on the backside of the box to give your team a chance.
Tonight's match brought to us by the Keystone Group, specializing in transformation developments, construction, management, and investments. Augie Williams gives chase. Augie with 5 goals in USL Championship play. 1 in each of the last 3 Open Cup matches. Neidlinger digs in. Wotton has a hit!
Oh, my goodness.
And Wotton, again, has his lone professional strike against this Rhode Island squad back on July 5th. That was of a set-piece variety. Nearly backed it up with another one a little more than a month later.
Almost from that same spot, too.
Time just missed it by a foot or two.
See, that's a moment right there, that shot. You asked about Logan Neidlinger and his development. In that, he's not rushing to be the guy that gets the touch. He understands that there's a better option for the team and lets that ball drop back to Lawrence.
Quinn. It should be a ball never made it to lead. Once that ball eventually comes down, it could be dicey. Speaking of Neidlinger, here he is. Most playing time for a young man on an academy contract since Josh Penn 5 years ago for the Indy 11. And Neidlinger again can keep that in play. And that has been largely Ben Mine's position since he was acquired, along with Ben Afemu, for Danny Barbier and Roberto Molina back in mid-April. But Neidlinger, whether it's been on the training ground or in these last few matches, is earning more and more playing time by the week. Logan Neidlinger. Here's Martinez. Worked his way around one defender, but steered aside, and a goal kick coming for Rhode Island. Reminder, this week's Soccer Saturday on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. You will hear a lot of post-game chatter from the night's contest as part of Saturday's show. Also going to catch up with Matt Watson, the super sub for the Indy 11, now on the coaching staff of New Mexico United, who will be in town on Sunday evening. Plus, we'll also preview the gold medal match, the U.S. women's national team against Brazil in the Olympics in Paris. All available 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Wotton heads it down, but not on target. Another goal kick coming, but again, this match continues to be played in the Indy 11 offensive third.
Another great serve. You're getting such great opportunities from this left flank, whether it's Aiden Quinn or Aiden Stanley.
Pretty sure Indy 11 leads the league in Aidens at this point. Both spelled in different fashions. We'll see if we can get that added to the press release for the Indy 11 going
I believe
forward.
both of their middle names are Michael, too.
They are tonight, at least. Foul against the Indy 11. Speaking of the press releases, I want to welcome the newest member of the Indy 11 family, Joe Gentry, the new Director of Communications and Marketing for the Indy 11. Literally, as of this month, I have known Joe for the last 30 years, and I am thrilled that he is now with the Indy 11 on a full-time basis. Welcome, Joe.
Great pickup. Great pickup.
That's the type of late-season playoff push acquisition any type of franchise is looking for.
Yeah, you talk about chess. We had a little chess match that's going to continue between Callum Chapman-Page and J.J. Williams. And this, not the one that just got called on the foul, but the one before that, Chapman-Page, while the ball's in the air and the officials are, it's just leaving the player's foot on Rhode Island's back line. Callum Chapman-Page, little push to separate from J.J. Williams. Then by the time they are back together again, he's got position to win the ball. Then he got called on that last one, but Coach Smith saw it, and Coach Smith yelled at J.J. Williams, you get there, you make yourself big, you hold off that push, and then he draws the foul. That's coaching right there.
Well, for tonight's match, I want to welcome our friends at Pro X Sports Performance, who are presenting tonight's match. They offer a holistic athletic development approach combining speed, agility, and strength training. The chance to drive by the Pro X facility at Grand Park. It is right next to where the Indy 11 train each and every day. It is a corner kick coming, brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham. He bought a heads that way for the visitors.
You imagine, so you played tennis in college, you imagine if you had that kind of technology, that kind of training, that kind of stuff as a young athlete.
You know who wishes that?
Who?
Joe Gentry, who was my college tennis coach. He would have played me a little bit more if I had had access to that. Bending ball in at the edge of the 6. It's Ofemu that got there first. Neidlinger a whiff. Smith redirects. Williams, deft touch. Stanley will buy some real estate next. Now Dees Pay just hits a real estate ball and lets Williams go chase. Lots of possession and activity around the 18 for the Indy 11. Nothing that has been generated just yet. Rhode Island has had the best look of the match so far.
Great run.
Flag stays down. And Neidlinger will hit that one towards section 113. Back at home on Sunday. This week is both the only Wednesday home match and Sunday home match of the season. New Mexico United, the top team in the West. A team that Indy has yet to defeat in 2 chances. New Mexico came here, race weekend 2022, picked up a 2-1 victory. Indy lost late against New Mexico last year in a September match. Swept away, and it was kind of waiting to be had from either side. It will be a throw-in coming.
Yeah, lands right in the sweet spot for Ibarra. He was just turned around and in the air and unable to get a flick to it.
Here's Odarce. He and Adrian Deespay, both natives of Cuba, playing in tonight's match. Guenzati steps in the way of that pass. Now Williams finds a pocket of space. Martinez to his right. Guenzati to his left. That did not go as planned for Augie Williams. Tonight's match brought to us by Sports Tech HQ. Indiana winning is in our DNA. For more information, visit forthebold.com. Stoneman with some acreage here.
Great move.
Smith, Stanley closes him down. A great move that was countered by a better one from Aiden Stanley. East Page just does enough there. Neidlinger. Neidlinger's left foot. Gets to Ibarra and no further. Stanley does just enough to break up the timing of J.J. Williams. We've seen J.J. in a lot of different places over the years. Former University of Kentucky Wildcat.
Tulsa, Birmingham, Tampa.
Yep, had a great year with Tampa.
Been a success everywhere he's been. Taking the ball.
Williams timed that perfectly. Worked his way. Apparently he didn't. I thought he had worked his way back around Stoneman, but my opinion is very much secondary to the referee, and he says...
Not in my mind. Not in my mind.
Thank you. In the league's mind, though, they're going to go with the AR.
And that supersedes my...
From both a fitness and judgment standpoint, probably best for everybody involved. Offside flag goes up.
Ooh, dangerous. Good pressure from Martinez.
Little space being provided here by the Indy 11. All these players are chasing a Select soccer ball, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice.
Oh, that's well done. He's just that ball. Indy kept getting a defender to it to get a touch on it, and Doyle just keeps dragging it through traffic.
And again, how good is this Rhode Island team? Doyle has largely been a bench player for them. It was a well put together team, and it's not lost on me that Cano Smith, that this Rhode Island team kind of reminds you of Birmingham about 4 or 5 years ago, who came into the league kind of raring and ready to go. Well, Cano was on that staff. That Jay Heaps and Tom Sohn, what they have done in making the Legion a perennial playoff team, and who's 1 point behind the Indy 11 tonight? That'd be the Birmingham Legion, sitting right behind him in that 4-5 spot. Ball finds Augie Williams. He's got options. Martinez. Quinn did not get the hit he wanted to on that one.
Well, that'd have been something.
And most of his goals a season ago were of the penalty variety, with one very notable exception against Pittsburgh. By our unofficial record keeping, that was the second longest goal in Indy 11 history. Only topped by the half-court heave of Carlos Pena in April of 2015 at Toyota Park in San Antonio. And Quinn, as Rick Carlisle would say, knows the geometry of the game, knows exactly where to be.
Veteran.
And again, his father, Brian, former U.S. men's national team member, soccer coach at the University of San Diego, so he's literally grown up around the sport. Neidlinger.
I don't ever want to typecast anybody, but I got to believe that there's coaching in Aiden Quinn's future.
That cross from the right side. This will be a thorn in the side of the Indy 11. Now a little more space for Whatton. Guenzani!
Oh, my goodness.
Sebastian Guenzani in his 201st USL Championship appearance adds to his already top 10 goal scoring career. Cue the smoke in Indianapolis. Indy's got a 1-goal lead in the 34th minute.
And there's one thing you cannot do when Guenzati's on the field, and that is give him a touch in the box. No matter how difficult it is, that is not an easy side volley.
For Sebastian Guenzati, it is his first goal since June 1st against the Pittsburgh Riverhounds. It is his 4th of the season, and for a second time in as many matchups, the Indy 11 have taken the early lead against Rhode Island.
What a strike. What a strike.
59 goals in his USL Championship days with the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Double-digit goals last season. And with that, Sebastian Guenzati joins Corey Herzog in a tie for 5th in league history with 74 career goals.
What an unbelievable finisher he is.
And we have been watching Seba's handiwork for a decade. The Indy 11 franchise began in 2014, and in that season, Sebastian Guenzati was playing against the Indy 11 for the New York Cosmos. Suffered a significant knee injury in 2016, returned with Tampa Bay in 2017. 19 goals in 19, 21 in 21 for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. He's not hit that level of goal for the Indy 11, but he has earned the respect of everybody in this organization. There is nobody that outworks the guy on your screen in this league, but especially for the Indy 11.
All out, all the time.
Opportunity here. Williams lifts it up and over the bar. Well, if I can quote Rick Carlisle on a broadcast, I guess I could do the same about Brad Stevens, correct?
Yeah, I guess so.
The game rewards toughness is one of Brad's favorite phrases. A fellow DePaul Tiger, such as yourself, I'll point that out before you do. Well, that goal rewards the toughness of Sebastian Guenzati.
Right, and work ethic.
And our Q rating with the Rhode Island folks just went through the roof because we think of Brad Stevens as DePaul University and Butler University. Of course, in the Northeast, delivered them another championship as the president of the Boston Celtics.
He's a winner. Wherever he goes, he wins.
It's one thing that people in Indianapolis and New England can agree upon. The greatness of Brad Stevens. We don't agree on much.
Yep.
We agree on that. All right. Back to the actual soccer match. How does this change the 10 of the match? Indy getting the early goal.
Well, I think for Rhode Island, they wanted to keep this manageable so they could bring in this volume of terrific players on the bench later in the game. They're doing that. They're managing it. They're creating opportunities.
So now let's kind of walk through what just happened here. A foul was not called against Logan Neidlinger. However, even though the ball was on the edge of the 18, the referee immediately said, hey, I have to go back and check this player injury in case it's a head injury. Unfortunately, that supersedes the attacking look here for the Indy 11. The yellow card was just shown because Douglas Martinez, the reaction and spiking the ball down in frustration, that's the reason for the card. It is Gabriel Alves that is the player that is down. You understand the frustration for the Indy 11? I understand, though, the reasoning by the referee. And again, to his credit, before he blew his whistle, he pointed to his head, trying to tell players, this is why I'm stopping the match.
Hey, you can't mess with this stuff. With what we know about head injuries and CTE and everything, you can't mess with it.
So it'll be a drop ball for the Indy 11. It should, just outside of the 18. And again, this was deemed to be a legal challenge by Neidlinger, but you can tell there was contact there. And again, referee is doing his best to kind of follow the play, but also peripherally, is the player getting up? Is he okay? And if you think there's a problem, you have to blow the whistle there.
As much as I agree with that, if I'm Coach McCauley on the Indy 11 bench, I'm still frustrated by it.
You and I tend to have a more
cerebral?
Yes, we can go that direction. I was going to say a reasoned demeanor on the subject. But if you want to go with cerebral, I'm all for it.
I like hearing that word around my name every now and then. I'm the only one that ever puts it there, but I still enjoy hearing it.
Just like you hear me enjoy saying things about Community Health Network. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Ofemu Williams not get everything you wanted to on it, but you're starting to see the opportunities continue to percolate for the Indy 11, and frankly, that has been in short supply this last month.
Right, it's making it very difficult to defend because all these balls that are now becoming dangerous are being served from the flank and from the back line over the defenders into that back area where Indy's putting bodies.
When Zadi couldn't complete that turn. Again, for Indy 11 fans, Indy led 2-0 at Rhode Island. Only got a point out of it when they got together a month ago. Doyle goes to ground and draws the foul on Neidlinger, and no argument from the 18-year-old, the youngest player on the pitch. Indy at home against New Mexico on Sunday. Then they're off for 13 days. They'll play at Las Vegas on the 24th. Then it's the Open Cup semifinals against Sporting Kansas City. Remind you can listen to that match on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan, as Brad and I will make the trip to Kansas City for that one. As Indy hopes to bring a Open Cup final back to this stadium for the first time since 1997. Quinn. Anything you're seeing different from Aiden Quinn, or same old from what we saw a year ago?
That was the first ball that I thought he did not hit perfectly, and I think he had Martinez a little bit more towards the goal, and I think he just left that one a little bit out. But outside of that, it's the same brilliance, just understanding where the space is, the pockets are in the field, and then being able to technically deliver the ball there.
Played 45 minutes in the match on Friday. You would assume that probably he's in the 60-ish minute range tonight. And again, you got to play again on Sunday. Here's Stoneman. Our final minutes of half number one brought to us by Sherwin-Williams, official paint sponsor of the Indy 11. Sherwin-Williams, partner to the Pro.
Oh, they got away with a jersey pull on Augie Williams.
We'll hear from head coach Sean McCulley before the team heads in for the halftime break. Smith blows a tire. Stanley has some space, hits a rocket towards Williams. Wow. Yeo does what he can to get rid of it. And with that, it will be a corner kick brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Whittingham. Stanley, much like Sebastian Guenzati, his first goal since June 1st. Stanley looking for his first assist since June 1st. Quinn looking for one here. It's going to be a foul against Indy. Famu, the guilty party.
And you can't fault Stanley. I mean, the assist drought, and when your team's not scoring, you can put that ball in the right spots, and when you're a bit snake bit like Indy's been.
Tonight's match airing on My Indy TV, as all remaining Indy 11 television broadcast will this season. And of course, tonight at 10 o'clock, you can catch the local news from Wish TV, your local news source. Find them online at wishtv.com. Williams. Oh! Going to be called for the foul. Indy had hoped that might be going the other direction.
I thought with the jersey pull in the last one.
Now Quinn whistled for contact as we show you the replay of this one. It's been a whistle-happy half, and frankly, both teams have kind of played into that.
Right. And I think both have benefited. You're coming off 3, 4, 5 days rest plus travel. I mean, the temperature's nice, but you get a game that isn't back and forth between the 18s.
Advantage is being played here for Williams as Guenzati went to the turf. Wotton swings it to Neidlinger. Neidlinger. A reset for the Indy 11. While we do that, let's thank our friends at Dormicaba for every place that matters. And now we'll have the foul called, and we'll go back to Stoneman's contact at midfield, and he'll be shown a yellow card. Kind of the daily double for the Indy 11. They will get the free kick coming here, and the yellow gets shown to the former member of San Diego Loyal. Stoneman and Elliott Collier were teammates for a long spell together with San Diego Loyal.
Dangerous spot. Last couple opportunities from here on restarts and through the run of play. Aiden Quinn has put that ball right into that back little window in the back corner of the 6.
That was the foul that stopped play, not the foul that drew the attention of our referee with the yellow card.
There's actually a ball you can drive on the ground right now. Beat your defender to the ball.
While Quinn sizes this one up, we also have an eye on the 4th official to see exactly how much stoppage time we'll have here in the half. Quinn, back post, Dees-Pay.
Right ball, right guy, wrong spot.
It's a different offensive team with Aiden Quinn on the field, isn't it?
We just look at the chances that are coming off of him.
3 minutes before we get to halftime. 3 minutes added to the end of half number 1. You're just joining us. Cam Lindley had to exit due to injury. Lawrence Wotton replaced him 16 minutes in. The goal belongs to Sebastian Guenzati, his 15th in an Indy 11 uniform, his 4th of the season. Now tied for 5th in league history with 74 goals. Fair catch made by Jackson Lee. Sorry, I've been taking time for both Indian 11 training and Colts training camp at Grand Park the last few weeks. And J.J. Williams takes out Dees-Pay. And immediately Williams comes over to offer his apologies to Adrian. So there may be some added time to the added time after this stoppage in play. Allows us to thank our friends at McGowan Insurance Group and Auto Owners Insurance. They have teamed up to make tailored insurance policies for your family. And this reminder, the summer of soccer continues with a Western Conference matchup. Sacramento Republic takes on El Paso Locomotive. That is 1 week from tonight at 10:30 on CBS Sports Network. Williams with a well-timed nudge. Guenzati has a hit, but goes right at Lee. Did not have the same accuracy as his last strike from an angled position at the edge of the 18.
That's the thing, that ball that started it was that ball into Augie Williams. He's just so deceptively strong.
Last touch by Wotton. Throw in coming here for Rhode Island. Doyle whistle for the foul. Salt taking his time to restart before we get to our halftime break, which gives us a chance to let you know that eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now. You have 15 minutes to play eFootball because we are officially at halftime. The goal for Sebastian Guenzati, the only strike in the scoring column for either side, but one that is well needed for the Indy 11. It's their first goal since July 13th. And you're going to talk about that. Head coach of the Indy 11 and Sean McCauley is about to be ready to join us now. Coach, your thoughts, what you saw from your club in the opening 45 minutes?
Well, a lot better than Friday. you know, we put some effort and commitment into the game, which I thought was really good. We, you know, dangerous in moments because we're getting the ball around their box and we're having chances at goal, and that's, you know, exactly what we wanted to do. But we've only done it for 45 minutes. We need to go for another 45 and complete the second half and give the supporters some and our team some respect back.
We have talked so much about what a Jack Blake return might look like. Maybe we see him in the second half, maybe we don't. But let's talk about Aiden Quinn. You look like a different team offensively with him out there. What has Aiden meant to you in this first half?
Yeah, he's done really well. He's got really good quality, you know, and he picks his moments of when to go and defend and close people down, and he also picks his moments of when to play forward and when to slow the game down a little bit for us. He's been excellent, and, you know, we want to be in a position where we can maybe manage his minutes as well, because it's so important for us for the rest of the season.
Understood, my friend. We'll talk to you post-match.
Thank you.
Sean McCulloch, head coach of the Indy 11, his side looking to get their first league win since June 15th. You say that they're in fourth place in the Eastern Conference. They're a goal to the good in Indianapolis against Rhode Island FC. And that wonder strike from Sebastian Guenzati.
Con el 1, 2, 3, tú a ver con el 1, 2, 3, actitud, actitud, actitud. Esto se hizo para bailar como el mambo, cuando tú le escuchaste lo que es bailando.
It's very true that it takes a village to raise a child. And when it comes to my healthcare village at Community Health Network, it's all nestled right in my phone. Accessing healthcare is the ability to be connected with your provider and ask a question when you need it. I feel like when I'm meeting with a community nurse practitioner or doctor, they're tuned in to what is going on with me and the way that they can serve me best.
Stand by me. And the winner of the Indianapolis 500.
Indiana, winning is in our DNA. And we're winning the future with $22 billion in new business investment, building an economy of the future with unprecedented momentum. Indiana, for the winners.
Back at Carroll Stadium, the Indy 11 enjoying a one-goal lead, looking for their first win and first win at home since June 15th. Our halftime show brought to part by ProX, who offers a variety of age-specific classes. Juniors class is designed for athletes aged 11 and under, ensuring appropriate training and instruction for younger athletes. It is Mike night at the mic, but it's also always a good night for an Irish jig. It's a good time as well to update you on scores from elsewhere across the USL Championship. As mentioned, one other match. We'll get to scores in a matter of moments. Let's go to news and notes instead. We referenced this earlier. Sebastian Guenzati. Well, now we'll go back to scores. 0-0 is the score at the break, or 30 minutes in between Detroit City and Pittsburgh. Here are some finals from the weekend. Again, Indy played on Friday night. Probably the results that best helped the Indy 11 was Hartford drawing with Birmingham, right. Monterey drawing with Tampa Bay, and again Pittsburgh, and these are a turnaround. They win against Sacramento. That is never easy to do.
No, and they're starting to heat up, and they're moving up the table. Everybody's looking at that team right below them, while Pittsburgh just keeps rising.
And Loudon continues their hot streak. Indy doesn't have to go back there until October. So those are some key scores from over the weekend and the one match that is taking place tonight. Now, let's get to the news and notes. Sebastian Guenzati became the 48th player in USL Championship history to play in 200 matches. Georgia Tormenta has been a quality organization ever since they joined League One. How about transferring Nick Akoto to Burton Albion in the English League One? Well done. And we have missed the OKC energy. Indy played OKC 4 times in 2021. Heck, they played them twice in 4 days in Oklahoma City because of a storm out earlier in the year. Well, that franchise has been sitting there dormant for the last couple of years. Hopeful to see them back maybe as soon as next year in the USL Championship.
Absolutely. That was a fun club to watch.
1-0 our score at the break. Indy 11 leading Rhode Island. I guess you could say we're dancing through halftime on My Indy TV and ESPN+.
Is it somebody's birthday? Dad, come watch us hit this ugly piñata. Dad!
When Hornets show up, so do we. Terminix it.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
New flavors. The same traditions. Be the guest of honor. Add more flavor to your parties. El Jimador. Spiked Bebidas.
When mosquitoes show up, so do we. Terminix it.
I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, but sometimes I get a little stressed because I'm not for sure what's going to happen down the road. I was at the cancer unit, and when I come out from seeing the doctor, I said something about needing some help with all the paperwork. They gave me a name and a phone number. Her name was Molly. She works over at Community. She tells me, stop worrying, let me take care of it. She is my angel.
Stand by me.
Smith named the Coach of the Month for the month of July. It has really been a 2-month run that the only real expansion franchise in the league this year has been on.
Yeah, it's been terrific, because when you start out, it's, you're new, you get the new players, new system, and it gets off to a rough start like that. It's very easy for the players to bail on the coach or the coach to bail on the system. They stuck to it. They rounded it out, and they are on an absolute tear right now.
And right now, they are 8th in the table in the Eastern Conference. As you look at the standings, sitting on 29 points. Indy 11, again, currently ahead of Birmingham, based on the results of this match. And really, there's seemingly about kind of 4 different groups right now in the East. There's the Louisville, Charleston, Tampa Bay group. Then those that are 4 through 8. North Carolina, Pittsburgh, Hartford, all kind of packed, tightly packed there. And then Miami off the back end in terms of the teams in the Eastern Conference. Now, we talked about scores from this past weekend and the match that's going on tonight. Here's the look forward in terms of key matches this weekend. Again, Indy playing shotgun on the field. ESPN Plus, TUDN, My Indy TV. The lone match on Sunday. Lots of great matches to choose from. But how about that match on ESPN2? A later start in Louisville. Lou City and Sacramento, 2 of the best teams year in, year out.
It's going to be great. And since we don't have a game, we can watch that one.
That is the Summer of Soccer Showdown. Again, Saturday night, coming up at 9 o'clock on ESPN2. We'll take this quick timeout. Second half action is not too far away. Lone Wednesday night league match of the season for the Indy 11. Let's make it a good one. They lead 1-0.
The main part of my job is definitely listening. People deserve transparency. I don't want the financial part to be something that stops or hinders a patient from having the health care that they need. I try to treat each person like they're my mom or my grandmother, my daughter, my husband. I want them to know that they're not just another phone call for us. And it's very rewarding to know that I can provide peace of mind.
Meet Chip. 30 years ago, he started a small business with a big idea. Today, there's a new building, a new fleet of equipment, and a new era of leadership. But we know Chip, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he plans to keep growing, building business with the next generation. IMCU is here to help with secure and simple account management tools and commercial financing to grow business. Today, it's all about Chip. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
When your cat's a me, then your dog is too.
And it's hard to know what's fake or true.
Just raise a glass with a friend or two.
You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do.
When the online trends keep getting worse,
and you lost your keys in the metaverse.
Now your right swipe just went left on you.
You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more, do.
It's a crazy world, so what do you do?
You tell them more, tell them more, tell them more.
At Security Federal, our flexible banking solutions mean your financial future has never been brighter. Our business options will keep you one step ahead of the competition, and the communities we serve can depend on us to be there when it counts. At Security Federal Savings Bank, flexibility means everything because it's all about you. Now offering free business and personal checking. Call or visit us online today.
Tonight's match is presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Exceptional care simply delivered. And by your Central Indiana Ford dealers. Your Central Indiana Ford dealers are a proud sponsor of Indy 11 Soccer. Visit your local Ford dealer today for great deals on your favorite Ford vehicle. Indy 11 with a 1-goal lead. Let's show you how we got here. Our first half highlights. And for the Indy 11, the first highlight isn't a highlight at all. Cam Lindley looked like he got the better of that collision. He did not. Immediately went to the ground and tried to carry on, but he could not. Lawrence Wooden came on to replace him early in the match. Indy has had the better of possession, but the first scary moment from an offensive standpoint belonged to the visitors.
Yeah, one-touch play is so dangerous. A one-touch ball into J.J. Williams, one-touch ball out to Brito, one-touch ball across the box. Unreal opportunity.
Aiden Quinn has been active in terms of creating opportunities. Lawrence Wooden nearly got his second goal of the season against Rhode Island. Know nearly about Sebastian Guenzati's strike. His fourth goal of the campaign. His first in over 2 months. The only tally of the match so far.
What a great strike through 3 defenders and win.
His 74th goal in USL Championship play. Now tied for 5th in league history. Here's a look at the shots on goal. And as expected, changes coming immediately for Rhode Island. Again, they have got a lot of talent on the bench tonight. Jojea Quizera. We were very impressed watching him against Indy on July 5th. What he done in the build-up to that point. Quizera coming on. Zach Haribo coming on as well. So dealing cards off the top of the deck early for Cano Smith in Rhode Island.
We saw Quizera just destroy the left flank last time we played. Such a dynamic player. And Haribo, my goodness, since he's come over, he just keeps scoring for them.
Yeah, Haribo came over from Tampa Bay Rowdies. Couldn't really crack that lineup. We've seen here, and again, Haribo knows Cano Smith well because he was at Birmingham Legion for several years. So a couple of talented players just joined the mix, and you would expect we're going to see Albert Dequa at some point in time, Fuson at some point in time. Plenty of options for the Indy 11. We're going to see Jack Blake at some point in time in this second half as well. Thanks for joining us for half number 2 of Indy 11 Soccer here on MyIndy TV and ESPN+. So Alves and McGlynn done for the match for Rhode Island. They've got 3 subs to make. Indy has 4. Guenzati around, no Darce. Stanley went to ground and drew the foul.
Look out.
You would think this might be Aiden Quinn time from the edge of the 18.
Everything available to you from this spot.
See the substitutions flying by on your screen. Great job by Stanley just to get in position to make something happen. Former Duke Blue Devil. Normally you'd think about Lindley, Quinn, Blake from this spot. Well, two of those players aren't currently on the field, so this kind of makes it more the domain of Aiden Quinn.
Substitution at the break.
And you look at that missile that Deespay fired late in the game against Charleston, and he might be up there just in case there's a little open window.
Of course, this match brought to us by Dormicaba for every place that matters. Going to be a return goal for Aiden Quinn in his first match in this building in 11 months. Or is it Deespay? It's the former, and it's up and over the wall. It will be a corner kick brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham.
Now that ball looked like it had eyes.
It usually does when Aiden Quinn hits it. And he became the second player in league history to get to 20,000 minutes. Then once he got injured, several other players kind of passed him. He will quickly get back into the top 5 in that category in league history. And again, from his time with Lou City, their early days, with FC Cincinnati, then with Orange County and Phoenix before coming back to the Midwest. Well, even though he's from San Diego, has plenty of roots here in the Midwest as Aiden. And it's easy to say this. If you put together a best 11 players in the history of this league, there is little doubt that Aiden Quinn is in that group. We don't think he's overly long for this second half, just trying to manage those minutes. Stanley finds Martinez. Stanley. Ball finds him again. Ball blasted, couldn't get it past Stoneman. And
oh my goodness, just snuck through the 6.
And then Quinn's hit a bit too strong. That ball pinballed around, and I'm not sure if it was sent to the place it was intended to, but
it just kept landing at Aiden Stanley's feet. Says, thank you very much. Let me grab another 5 yards, and then just slipped it through the 6. Lee didn't even see it.
Start coming here for Rhode Island. And a foul at midfield against Indy. Possession was tilted in favor of Rhode Island, but far more shots and shots on target for the Indy 11. As mentioned earlier, Rhode Island overcame a 2-goal deficit and then scored in stoppage time to pull a point the last time these two teams got together, and that has been their norm as of late. Your Central Indiana Ford dealers, proud sponsor of Indy 11 Soccer. Visit your local Ford dealer today for great deals on your favorite Ford vehicle. And Wenzati going to be called for the foul and shown a call.
He worked hard to get himself into the right spot. And we talked about how dynamic Quizera is. One of the things that Rhode Island's got to do is they've got to be able to move that ball to the right side of the field, slide Indy over into those spaces and those channels, and then quickly move it over so you can isolate him in a 1v1 and let him use his creativity and his pace.
After watching that replay, you kind of saw why Sebastian Guenzati was upset. Looked like that Haribo had lost his balance of his own accord. Ball headed, looking back post. Haribo steers it back in. Quinn deftly finds Neidlinger, who extends it to Douglas Martinez. Now Martinez can outrun a lot of people. I'm not sure Quizera is one of them. Quizera, a guy that has some experience in Major League Soccer, and you can see why watching him on the field. All appearances with Montreal the last 2 years. Member of the Rwandan national team. Here's Jojea Quizera. Well timed.
Time to run.
It's Brito.
That's such a tough one for defenders to pick up. You got your strikers making check back runs into the midfield. And then you got these midfielders making these overlapping runs. It just confuses and complicates the decision-making.
Wotton called for the foul. A set piece in a dangerous spot here for the visitors.
When you're in a run like Rhode Island's in right now, you never have to worry about, can the guys think they can claw their way back? You just did it last week against Detroit. You did it last time you played Indy.
Ibarra and Quizera await. Quizera looking back post. And the offside flag does go up. You heard it being called from the bench about it being offside for Rhode Island. Of course, this match brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. Exceptional care, simply delivered. Williams. Neidlinger to his right. Williams has a hit. Augie's last goal came in Open Cup play against Atlanta United. Eight in total for the season, but it's been a while since Augie scored in league action. This match is brought to us by IMCU. Show your Indy 11 pride, get your exclusive IMCU Indy 11 debit card at any IMCU branch or online at imcu.com today.
Hey, look at the pressure from Dougie Martinez, and you've had just a couple. He's just a second off of pressing and pinching a ball off the back line.
But the pressure of the Indy 11 pays off. Stoneman then plays it sideways. Jackson Lee giving instructions along the back line. A first-year pro from Australia, but played at both George Mason and West Virginia. You know who else played at George Mason that you and I know very well, Brad?
No idea.
Would be Angela Berry White, who is your counterpart on the 11 women's matches, as Lee dives forward and sprays that one away. And other than the way my brain fires synapses randomly, today's her 56th birthday. So happy birthday, Angela.
Incredible. You are absolutely incredible. I mean this in a positive way, but you are a freak of nature.
Thank you.
You do all of this stuff without notes.
Foul called against Rhode Island. So he has gotten the nod in both matches against the Indy 11 so far this year. And he just now sending players to get loose for half number 2. Quinn. He's paying Ofemu. Somehow find Williams. Flags up. He lifted it up and over the bar, but Williams deemed to be in an offside position. The fact that that ball found Augie somehow was remarkable. His skill to lift it up and over Lee, impressive, but was not in a legal position to play the ball when it was sent to him.
He talked about, I think, 60 minutes for Quinn, thinking that that's where we're probably at. And, you might extend it a bit because of his leadership and what he means on the field. But you take a look at the last couple of corner kicks and restarts, and they're not having that same delivery that they did in the first half.
Great ball by No Darce, and Ofemu has no choice but to play it sideways. Quizera deemed to have restarted too quickly and too far down the pitch. That's the reason for the whistle to bring that back. Of note, who is not warming up is Jack Blake. Again, my guess is they want to see Blake for about 15 minutes tonight at the most, would be my guess. So he is, as I say that, now he heads down to get loose. Just returned to training in the last few days to Jack, who has missed nearly a month and a half with that foot injury. His 8 goals still lead the Indy 11. Haribo. Now he bought it. Good find. This is Doyle. Doyle plays it across, and Salt.
Wow. A great ball from Doyle.
Just enough on it. Restart from midfield.
You love that build-up from Rhode Island. A little bit of interplay, some combination on this side of the box. Brings a lot of Indy 11 bodies to this side. Quick ball over to Doyle, and he does well with it.
You would never know this is a first-year team, Brett. They are so connected. And they elected to build primarily with players that had USL Championship experience, not exclusively. Lee's an example of that. Their backup goalkeeper to Koke Vegas. Vegas was their first signee. But Lee's a first-year pro. They've got a couple of guys that spent time in League One, a couple of players that spent time in Major League Soccer. For the most part, these are players that were good players elsewhere in the USL Championship. Stanley. Williams draws the foul from Ibarra. This match is brought to us by Sports Tech HQ. Winning is in our DNA. For more information, visit forthebold.com. Indy trying to get their 10th win of the season.
It's a great ball.
Neidlinger trying to work his way around Quizera. And then commits the foul to Logan. Playing in his 5th consecutive match, getting his 2nd consecutive start. Still on an academy contract, but if you're going to play in 5 consecutive matches, I'm not sure college is in his future.
And then, just as you start to wonder about, is there fatigue in Quinn's legs? He drives the ball across the field right on a dime.
That's complete muscle memory after all these years for Aiden. Lee sending his players up the field. No building from the back here for Rhode Island. Williams gives chase, but that'll be a throw coming for the visitors. Of course, this match brought to us by the Denny Companies, tearing down the past so you can build the future. A little nervy at the back there for the Indy 11. Quinn taken down by Doyle. We play on. Brito knocks it forward, and now we go back behind the play and call the foul against Aiden Quinn of the Indy 11. Quinn offering his hand to Doyle. Doyle wanting no part of it. Of course, we have the benefit of having the video replay board.
Yeah, I didn't see all that in real time.
That fans can take a look at. Coaching staff can do the same. This isn't as quick of a turn in terms of two teams facing each other that the Indy 11 have this year in terms of league matches, and there's some chippiness going back and forth between these two. Ibarra widens this one, edge of the 18. No Darce, who had the brace against the Indy 11 a month ago, misses this one wide, but it was deflected, so it will be a corner kick brought to us by Wilson, Kehoe, Winningham, and Clay Holstead is heading towards the 4th official. He of the equalizing goal just 3 days ago. Olstead waits for his chance to enter the match.
And that restart, J.J. Williams was a target. He's so strong in the air. Watch him on this as well.
Bending ball in. Deespay got there first, but sends it sideways. We'll do it again. And yet again, this corner brought to us by Wilson Kehoe-Winningham. First, we'll see Ibarra exit. Olstead will come on to replace him. Rhode Island down to 2 subs available. And again, I would imagine one of those will be named Albert Dequa at some point in time in this match. The reigning Golden Boot winner with 20 goals last year from Pittsburgh, or about what Nick Marcanic has right now.
Unreal.
Bending ball in again. Stanley got there first. And a throw in coming here for Rhode Island. Of course, this match is brought to us by the Morales Group. Staffing agencies find jobs. We build futures. Williams. Doyle directly at Hunter Salt. Rhode Island returns home Saturday to take on Hartford Athletic. Indy 11, and it's a busy week, but no travel the rest of the week. They host New Mexico at 5 o'clock on Sunday. Joey Lindstrom will have that call with Brad Hodder. Same place you're finding tonight's match on My Indy TV and ESPN Plus. Of course, you can watch the USL Championship on ESPN Plus, on CBS Sports, on ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live match expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Galazzo Network, as well as ESPN Plus. Go to USLChampionship.com for complete USL TV listings. Martinez, as per usual, giving maximum effort and finds an opportunity for the Indy 11, but could not connect.
Yeah, unfortunately, you do all that work and then have that turnover.
Player down. It's Douglas Martinez. A little bit scary, kind of given where he is grabbing right around that right knee. And immediately Augie is waving on Josh Frankham.
Unfortunately, you knew with the pace and the way that he's been pressing the ball that he was going to nick one at one time.
And immediately knew something had gone haywire there. So both teams with a chance to rinse out. Same can be said in the broadcast booth, which sounds like it's a perfect time for Brad and I to enjoy some Mom Water, refreshing fruit-infused vodka water with 0 carbonation, 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and only 90 calories. Mom Water is the perfect game day drink. Found in Indiana and now a proud sponsor of Indy 11. Please drink and enjoy responsibly. The members of the Brickyard Battalion able to make it out on a Wednesday night. Not the typical BYB population. Expect that on a midweek match. How many of those in attendance, Brad, do you feel are named Mike?
Now, I've got the ability to also see the scans and see that, so I get that kind of information.
Translation. Big Brother is always watching.
We are at 93% of the people in the building have some connection to a Mike.
Have some connection
They
to a
know
Mike.
a Mike. Their middle name's Mike. Last name's Mike. They work with a Mike.
Their last name is Mike?
Any of those things. 93% rate.
Romario Williams going to come onto this match for the Indy 11. Douglas Martinez has given his last, so that will be the second injury-based substitution of the night for the Indy 11. So Romario Williams, who got the start last week against Charleston, has his only assist in Indy 11 uniform, came against Rhode Island That was the ball that fed Elliot Collier for goal number 2 back on July 5th. Romario of 58 goals scored in his days in this league, including 15 last year for the Switchbacks. Romario Williams is on. Douglas Martinez has competed his last for the evening. And we hope we can see Douglas in action on Sunday against New Mexico, because the Indy 11 felt they were just getting healthy. And now you've picked up 2 knocks in tonight's match.
Your substitution for Indy 11 to 66th minute. Out of number 42, Douglas Martinez, and number 10, Mario Williams.
When Zadi digs in, what finds a window for Romario Williams. The cut back by Romario, the shot blocked. Quinn Neidlinger, have a hit, kid. Unfortunately, lifts it up and over the bar, and BYB is always game ready.
What a build-up. Clever little ball from Wotton.
Fuson, by the way, will come on and be the next edition of the match for Rhode Island. At the next stoppage in play, Neidlinger looking for his first professional strike, and just got under that one a little bit. Eastpay didn't hit that the way he wanted to. And Chapman Page can elect Hunter Salt to track that one down. Fuson, the team leader in assists for Rhode Island. And as expected, they're adding more pieces into the mix, trying to manage minutes. What is by far their most congested week they have left. Once they get through this match, they'll basically play every weekend the rest of the season. One Sunday match, everything else Saturday nights. Williams gets the turn, knocks it forward. Can Mario Williams get there? Got past the keeper, gets taken down. Official says that was a dive.
Wow, what a great build-up. Augie Williams once again using that incredible strength to hold the defender off, plays it into Romario Williams' space.
Fuson will come on. Alan Smith, again, he normally plays about 20 minutes a match off the bench, will exit. Let's take a look here again. That turn benefited the Indy 11. Williams.
Ooh.
Yeah, has there been more violent conduct? Yes. Was there enough there, especially with an opening on goal, to probably justify something? I would say so.
Yeah, I don't think that the heavy touch was a mistouch. I think it was to push the ball past Lee and just race onto it and tap it into an empty net.
And that'll be a foul against Williams. This has been a match with a lot of fouls, a lot of whistles to it. The one that the Indy 11 have led for the better part of the last 35 minutes. But some cracks are kind of starting to show at the back right now for Rhode Island.
Yeah, you wonder, is it a little bit of fatigue from the match this weekend, or is it an elevated line of confrontation from Indy?
Both those things could be true. Another foul whistle against Indy. Tonight's match brought to us by your Central Indiana Ford dealers, proud sponsor of Indy 11 soccer. Good lift by Stanley. And just across the touchline. Play just behind Doyle. Darce's ball, too much on it. Brito couldn't get to it in time. And as expected, Albert Deke was about to make his way to the fourth official. I understand you're trying to manage minutes. But you're not going to go through a match without Albert Dikwa making an appearance at some point in time. No. In terms of available players remaining for the Indy 11, and Jack Blake, Tyler Gibson, Josh O'Brien. As we could see into the mix at some juncture night. Again, Romario Williams and Lawrence Wotton have entered. They have done so as injury replacements, and a foul against Rhode Island. So Dikwa's about to be waved on before we continue any action. Or not. Now, while this is taking place, let's thank our friends at 450 North Brewing. Innovation and creativity through libations. Brad, you committed a party foul before tonight's broadcast.
I did.
You went over and checked on the 450 North booth before the broadcast. You did not bring back any of those creative libations to the broadcast booth.
It was hot at that time, and I got thirsty on the walk back. So I had something for you. It just didn't make it.
It was not that hot. Brito is the player that subs out for Albert Dikwa. So Dikwa, Williams.
Squizera, boy, if they can free him into some space, put him in a 1v1 and let him work his magic.
And he's got the kid on him, too. He's got Neidlinger that's been marking him for most of this half. Wenzati on the hustle. Williams, Augie Williams, one touch to settle, got pulled down, and again, nothing there. There was a jersey pull at the edge of the 18.
What a ball from Romario Williams.
And you're going to see a card directed toward the Indy 11 bench. And at some point in time, while Indy is upset about the lack of whistles on those balls inside of the 18, it's going to come back to bite you when you don't convert. Another opportunity here. This time Holstead picked the pocket cleanly. Augie Williams finds Romario, who scuffs his shot, directed at Jackson Lee.
Boy, but you look at the back line of Rhode Island right now, just giving up the ball, inability to clear, giving opportunity after opportunity.
And he put up 3 the last time they faced Rhode Island. This is a team that has been winning and pulling points because of really what they have done offensively. Not as much on the defensive end. Tonight's match brought to us by Johnson Controls. The power behind your mission. The flick by Williams does not find Doyle. Oh, Williams. And a foul on Ofemu.
And Yao's been great in the air, but I think he took a little bit of a knock on that one as well.
Sean, we will. Olstead will send this in.
J.J. Williams is the target on the backside every time, and he does such a great job of not just winning the ball, but playing it back across the box to give somebody else a chance.
Uncommon size to go with his talent up front. Dikwa couldn't get it past Aiden Quinn, and Quinn simply plays it sideways. Pay. Haribo took a turn off an Indy 11 defender. That will be a corner kick brought to us by Wilson, Kehoe, Winningham.
Boy, if Ofemu doesn't get a touch on that ball, Doyle is ready to wind up. And in those moments as it comes, you know Hunter Solt is going to be sliding across the box, and that back stick's going to be open.
You mentioned J.J. Williams, a goal and 4 assists this season. Back post ball headed down, and Solt again saves it. Wow. Players down inside of the box. Both training staffs waved on. It will be another corner brought to us by Wilson Kehoe-Winningham.
That's 2 that he may have pulled back right off the line.
And again, let's point out, it was 2 goals off of corners that brought Rhode Island back into the match on July 5th, both scored by Frank Nodarce. It is Dees Pay that is the player down for Indy. Take a look at the collision here.
Great reaction.
It is Nodarce. So both of the Cuban-born number 15s, the 2 players that are a little slow to get off the turf after the collision. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157. North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Tuesdays at 7 o'clock Eastern. Plus your live match from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Of course, Premier League action returns next weekend. If there needs to be a defensive substitution made, it would be Josh O'Brien to come on. He has made his way back to the bench, and looks like Jack Blake will do the exact same. Turnbull is ready if Nodarce cannot continue. Dees Pay is going through a battery of tests. And Indy does have a substitution window remaining.
Hey, just kind of hold your breath in moments like this.
So O'Brien and Blake getting some last-minute instructions from Andy Swift. Dees Pay is now up, but again, is he going to continue? I think that is a discussion that is up for debate. Well, as Dees Pay heads to the sideline, Blake and O'Brien. Turnbull will come on for Rhode Island. I think they have to specify that this is a concussion sub from Turnbull's standpoint to come in for Nodarce. Indy had a substitution window available. Is the QR code that's on your screen as a reminder to subscribe to the Indy 11 YouTube channel. Be the first to see match highlights, training content, Jack Blake's podcast, Coach's Show podcast, and so much more. Scan and subscribe when you have the opportunity. Dees Pay has been cleared to re-enter. Turnbull has been waved on as Nodarce is done for the night. You can kind of hear from the Indy 11 bench saying, hey, how many subs have they made? But again, that last one is deemed to be a concussion substitution where you're allowed to make that substitution.
Yeah, and they're fighting to see if they can't get Dees Pay in there. You know, Rhode Island's been so dangerous in the air on corner kicks, and he's so strong that you want him in there if you can get him in there.
And that is the discussion that's being had right now, and the explanation being given in terms of the subs for Rhode Island. That they had used their substitution window, but because of a potential concussion, you can bring Turnbull in, replacing Nodarce. And the discussion about trying to bring Dees Pay back, as Indy is currently a man down. And that's the conversation taking place as we speak.
And man down, and your most dominant
ball
player
winner.
in the air.
Yeah.
You gotta do everything you can to fight to get him in.
So after all that, both teams really got 2 or 3 minutes to kind of rinse out here. And Holstead is patiently waiting to deliver this one. And does so, and Salt gets just up to it. Turnbull just came in and blasted away. Deespay is waiting to re-enter, is now waved back on. He'll sprint forward. Quizera gives it a hit looking back post. That's Ofemu that got in the way. Romario Williams and steers it about 10 yards further forward.
Great touch.
Ball sent back in. Quinn stood in the middle. Who touched it last? It is a corner coming. Brought to us by Wilson Kehoe-Winningham. All of a sudden, the pitch tilted in favor of the visitors. Indy has nursed this 1-goal lead for nearly 50 minutes. Bending ball in, there's Deespay, but again, it'll be another corner. Yet again brought to us by Wilson Kehoe-Winningham.
They do such a great job at dropping that ball right at the front post every time.
All the traffic inside of the 6 for both teams. Same location. Again, Deespay got there. Turf bounce by, some extra time for the Indy 11. And again, just clear it for Indy's standpoint, which is what they do. Let everybody reset, get your shape back. And play a very high line, trying to catch Rhode Island off guard. Deespay with the win in midair. Because Rhode Island has numbers forward, a chance to counter for Indy. Stanley, Whatton, got around Haribo. Wenzati hanging around inside of the 18. Somehow ball finds him. Makes the turn and hits this one towards the softball fields. Brian and Blake are standing by when given the opportunity to enter the match. They have not made the way to the 4th official just yet. Right now it's going to be just Blake. They will leave Deespay out there. This match is shaping up a lot like the one on Saturday for Rhode Island. Chance to get one back late and earn a road point. Still way more time in this one than when they equalized on CBS on Saturday afternoon.
The fact that they've done it and done it so often and so recently, they look at that clock, they know that there's going to be a lot of minutes added on.
Doyle, Quizera, and Salt able to snag it without much of a problem. This match brought to us by the Keystone Group, specializing in transformational developments, construction, management, and investments.
Good clearance. Flip the field, 75, 80 yards.
And a foul whistled against Rhode Island. So Jack Blake is making his way to the 4th official. It is great to see the leading goal scorer for the Indy 11 about to re-enter. And he was injured late in the first half against Orange County on June 22nd. He has not played since that time. He'll go the last, 10 minutes of this match. See if he is waved on before or after the set piece. It's going to be after. Quinn, the solo striker on your screen.
Good ball.
Deespay just couldn't keep it on frame. Deespay scored earlier this year against Miami. It'll be Sebastian Guenzati who will exit stage left.
Good match. Good match for Seba.
Jack Blake returns 5 times in the USL Championship Team of the Week in the first 3 months of the season. Fuson the back heel. Chapman Page was wise to it. Neidlinger finds Wotton. Quizera did just enough to slow him down. If you don't get called for it, it's a brilliant play.
Yeah. All you need is just a nudge to just break that pace.
Now a long distance ball for Albert Dequa. Dequa goes to turf, not enough in it. Wotton. Now Quinn off the side of his foot. The brothers Williams right and left. Doggy has a hit.
Oh, back post. What a ball by Aiden Quinn. Outside of the foot, bender, one touch, perfectly into space for Augie Williams.
It will be a corner kick brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham.
Watch this ball. That's ridiculous. That's an absolutely ridiculous touch. Great run from Romario Williams.
When to steer it in. Back post ball. Keeper got to it and has time to recover as Jack Blake will track it down. Now Stanley redirects. Haribo got to it. Quinn wants to get it back to his left foot. Not the shot he had hoped for. And Deespe commits a very wise tactical foul. Restart is immediate for Rhode Island. Blake, like he hasn't played in 2 months. He's chasing everything. Williams digs in.
Well done.
And then Neidlinger goes to the ground and draws the foul against Quizera.
That was the one time that they get it to him a little bit early. Quizera looks up, and he's got 2 players in front of him.
I'm not sure this 1-0 lead is comfortable for the Indy 11, but Brad, if you experience comfort in downtown Indianapolis, you should check into the Hyatt Place and Hyatt House in downtown Indy. Zeke did leave his room, by the way. He just stopped by and said hello. At least how mascots are allowed to say hello with a fist pound.
They are mascot friendly there. That is one thing.
Clearly.
That is for sure.
Have some very big pillows if they can accommodate Zeke. Well, the last Indy 11 victory in league play was a 1-0 win against San Antonio on June 15th. It's the same scoreline right now. Fuson not close enough for this one. And Hunter Salt will waste a little bit of time here. Hunter looking for another clean sheet. This would be his 4th in league play. Has a couple of more in U.S. Open Cup action as well. It's not been constant traffic, but he has been special on a couple of balls that appeared to be by him. 1 in each half. Tyler Gibson is going to make his way to the 4th official, trying to see this one out. Tyler, who scored his first Indy 11 goal in 5 years against Rhode Island on July 5th.
Almost had 2.
Correct.
The same spot. Not used to seeing him up that high on the field.
I think it was in the scouting report. I think that helped his cause on that night.
Sneaky, very sneaky.
Veteran is the way that I would go about it.
It was just like when Indy was on their strong run.
Ball flicked here, and before Doyle could get to it, Indy puts a boot to it, does give the corner. Brought to us by Wilson Kehoe Winningham. It's Fuson that quickly heads over to restart. Now another conversation will take place here. Otto Smith unhappy about the stoppage. And our fourth official and our lead referee engaged in a conversation right now. Indy's trying to get another sub in Tyler Gibson. Ricardo Fierro, the referee. Eric Burton, our fourth official. Gibson will not come in yet, but he will be in at some point.
Here's where they got 2 last time, and they've been hitting that spot, driving it to the front 6.
Before Gibson comes on, we'll have the corner. We'll also have the indication as to exactly how much additional time we have left to play in this match.
And this may be the time, since you've been driving it for 2 matches to the near post, maybe the time to overhit it to J.J. Williams on the backside, let him win it, drive it back across the box, and on that misdirection, see if you can free somebody up in the box.
6 minutes. We've already played through 1 of those. This ball, Salt saw it late, but again steers it away. At least 5 more minutes to go in this match. Asked for a handball, didn't get it. And now Williams will win the foot race to get there. 3 defenders chasing him. Somehow works through 2. Holds up play. Tried to sneak it through to Blake. Couldn't get there.
Now in transition, can Indy get their shape back? Can Rhode Island exploit it before they do? That's the one they're looking for.
Quizera to this spot. Fuson has a hit directly at Hunter Schultz. And again, not a lot of traffic in front of Hunter to cause him much of a spot of bother. Gibson still awaits if needed. Blake lifts it around a defender. Romario Williams. Now Jack Blake didn't get the cross in that one he wanted to. But then the restart by Lee, way too strong. And a unnecessary giveaway by Rhode Island. And again, while Indy has left plenty of chances for the taking, Rhode Island continues to be giving at the back.
That's the one. I mean, you've got Quizera on an island in open space in transition. You just need to get the ball to his feet.
Augie Williams will exit. Tyler Gibson will come on. He will peel back a striker from the equation. Good job by Williams to maintain possession. Somehow finds Lawrence Whatton. Leaves it for Tyler Gibson. Gibson back post Blake. Blake steers it back into play, but now Indy will be in retreat mode. And that is very much, again, the tactical foul being given. And Adrian Dees Pay's had a couple of those, so he will take the yellow card and acknowledge it. Takes one for the team to allow his teammates to recycle and get back in position. Neidlinger heads it back to midfield. Again, because there was some conversation that took place at the start of the 6 minutes, I would think you're looking at 2 more minutes left to go in this match. Foul given by Aiden Stanley. They're trying to get to win number 10, maintain their hold on 4th place in the Eastern Conference. Rhode Island trying to recapture their magic from against Detroit from Saturday afternoon.
It's a nice ball.
Ball gets through. Ofemu hustling over. Lays it wide. keeper, and Lee is all the way to the midfield stripe. Holstead. Ball looking back post, and Schultz. Foul is called before Schultz sends that one up and over the bar. Not sure if it was a foul or maybe even a handball was called.
It was a handball.
It's J.J. Williams. Either way, an infraction that nullifies the scoring opportunity for Rhode Island. Well, up until the last few weeks, we had said this a great deal about the Indy 11. But if this 0 stays on the board, it is the rare shutout for Rhode Island. The last time they were shut out was the last time they did not get a point. That was against Detroit the first time they played back on June 8th. And we're in the 97th minute. This just might make a 98th at this point. Gibson. Romario Williams. And Williams going to walk this one towards the corner flag. Campfire time. Handball called against Williams. Foul called against the Indy 11.
Keep giving a little bit of opportunities here and there.
But the Sands are almost out of the hourglass at this juncture.
You gotta believe it's one push left in this match.
Right. Frankly, one spell of possession for the Indy 11 likely ends it. Indy 11 keeping a very high line just off your screen. Trying to compact the field as best they can. We'll follow both the ball in the eye of the referee in this scenario. Neidlinger played that off. Wow. The Rhode Island attacker, the youngest player in the park, just made a very wily and wise decision.
Yeah, great pressure from Doyle. He was thinking, can I get in his head?
No need for further activity. The last time these two teams got together, 6 goals were scored. Just one tonight. It'll belong to the home side. The unbeaten streak is over for Rhode Island. And the streak of misery comes to an end for the Indy 11. For a 4th place team, they just picked up their first league win in nearly 2 months. But they will smile about it on their way to the locker room tonight. Sebastian Guenzatti got the lone goal of this one. Indy wins it 1-0 against Rhode Island.
A much-needed 3 points and a much-needed clean sheet. Everything just fell in the way in the final result for what Indy needed.
We will hear from head coach Sean McCauley. We'll also hear from Sebastian Guenzatti and one more player at the conclusion of this game. Victory number 10 for the Indy 11 on the season. Your final score from Carroll Stadium on Mike Night at the Mike. It was Indy 11-1, Rhode Island 0. Post-match coverage comes right next on MyNDTV and ESPN+.
Every place has a purpose, and the people who inhabit those places have their own reasons for being there. The last thing on their minds should be concerns about the safety of the places they are in. When it comes to security and safety for all the places that matter, Dormakaba offers a seamless flow of integrated solutions that allow people to move securely about their daily lives. Because the places that matter to you matter to us.
For over a century, Indiana has been the destination for sports innovation and the state where champions are crowned. Now, we're entering a new era with Sports Tech HQ, a place that inspires innovation and invests in entrepreneurs who are changing the game, one startup at a time. Welcome to the crossroads of sports and technology. Sports Tech HQ, home of the game changers.
Find it, try it, paint it, love it. 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 Find it, try it, paint it, love it, love it, love it, love it.
Player and coach conversations inbound for the Indy 11. Most importantly, it was a win. Again, the last win was the Open Cup quarterfinal against Atlanta United on July 9th. The last league win was June 15th against San Antonio. That night, a 1-0 victory. Tonight, it was the same. The goal belonged to Sebastian Guenzati, who is making his way to the broadcast interview location as we speak. Brad, your overall thoughts on this one?
That's much needed. Big sigh of relief.
Well, I'm sure Sebastian Guenzati feels the exact same way. His 4th goal on the season, goal number 74 of his spectacular USL Championship career, and one that ties him for 5th of Corey Herzog in league history. And Seba joins us now. And I guess, Seba, let's get to the most important part of the goal. There was an announcement that goes along with the goal. Is that fair to say, my friend?
Yeah. It was the right moment to do it. Luckily I got the goal. It was a nice goal, good volley, something we train every day. And in the moment, I just thought of, my daughter that's coming in. So it was great moment.
Congratulations. The world needs more Guenzatis, so that is very good to hear. Let's now talk about the goal in and of itself. It was a world-class one. Kind of walk us through the play and what you saw.
Yeah, no, like I said, something we train every day in training. It was a great ball by Doggy. He's always picking up his head and finding good spots to cross the ball, and it just landed on my foot. All I had to do was kind of obviously put my foot and volley it, and it went far post, so it was a great feeling.
That was a great finish. We've seen it over the years. You are a natural finisher. Get you a touch in the box, and it's going to wind up being a dangerous shot. You've been asked to pull yourself a little bit further away from goal, be a little bit of a setup man this year. How has that gone?
No, it's great. Whatever the team needs, I'm there for. We train it during the week, so it's nothing new. Me playing as a 10 or as an 8 or a forward, nothing changes. I just got to do my best for the team and get the result.
Speaking of whatever the team needs, we've seen you through NASL, through Tampa, and now here. One of the things that is so impressive is, as a goal scorer, you're willing to do the work defensively. We see you at the top of the box, defending as well, fighting for balls in that space. Is that something that's just genetic with you, something you learned as a kid, something that's drilled into you from coaches?
Yeah, that's something you learn from a kid in Uruguay. I think every national team that Uruguay has gives 100%, and that goes along with everybody in Uruguay. Our style is to play as hard as we can, to leave it all for the fans. And today I think everybody did that, not only myself, but everybody gave 110%, and it showed. It showed a great atmosphere by the fans and all the players, they were buying into it.
Seba, simply put, you're one of the best players we've seen in the USL Championship. The exact same can be said about Aiden Quinn. Getting him back at this stage of the season, what does that mean to you and your teammates?
No, it's huge. He's a leader. He's a leader for the team. Today, he wore the captain's band, and he deserves it. He had a long way back, from last year. We were pushing him on, and he's doing unbelievable. He's giving it all for the team and pushing us forward.
Seba, congratulations on the goal. Go enjoy the teammates. We'll see you on Sunday against New Mexico.
Thank you so much. See you.
Sebastian Guenzati, again, his 4th goal of the season, his 15th in 11 uniform, 74th, now tied for 5th in league history.
That's what you want from your goal scorer. You want a guy who's going to leave it on the field absolutely every day.
Our stat of the game is brought to us by Sports Tech HQ, and that little nugget of information about Seba, goal number 74. Again, this team has 2 of the top 10 goal scorers in league history. He and Augie Williams both playing for, but that is our stat of the game, brought to us by Sports Tech HQ. Hunter Salt now making his way to the broadcast location. We'll talk to him in a matter of moments. Your thoughts on what you saw from Hunter in tonight's contest?
You kidding me? You even need to ask that question? There were some great saves and great moments throughout the game, but those 2 saves off the line are next level.
Well, Hunter Salt was a little bit busier the last 50 minutes to say he was the first 75, but he had 2 spectacular saves tonight. Help gives his team 3 points, and I think he just set it down, another brick that he can add to his collection with the Indy 11. Hunter, congratulations on the win. How you feeling after this one?
Thank you. I feel great. It's what the team needed. We were playing well. It's just we needed to find the back of the net. And you saw this game. We had another goal offsides and a bunch of chances. This game definitely gives us confidence moving into the New Mexico game and get us back on track to our winning ways, because we deserve to be in the top 2 spots, I believe, in the USL.
Well, let's face it, buddy. You have not dealt with the adversity with the Indy 11 that you did after Friday night's match. That was far and away the most you had seen get by you. I guess just what were you doing mentally from Friday night to tonight to try to reverse the outcome, which you did?
Yeah, that night was definitely brutal, and we all know we weren't at our best. And I think the biggest thing, to go from 5 goals against us to 0 is unbelievable by the guys in front of me. But it's just, I think it was a change in mentality. We knew we couldn't let it go in this game because we let one last game, the kind of goals started flowing. So we needed to make a point, get a shutout against these guys, especially because they scored 3 against us last time. So it's huge to get a shutout.
Voice is a little scratchy right now. Feeling under the weather, or you've been barking out some commands in there?
I think I was yelling. This is the most I probably ever yelled in the second half. I was super excited. I was thrilled for the guys in front of me. Just keep us all motivated and awake, you know?
So speaking about motivation and the psychology of goalkeeping here, you know, every team that you play on is going to go through these droughts where they don't score. How much pressure do you feel when you recognize that we're in a little bit of that cavern right now, and it's either got to be a shutout or it's got to be one?
I mean, it's tough, and the team knows if we're not scoring in time, you can still get points from not winning games. Is you got to be solid defensively like we were against Tulsa and not let any shots up and like throw our bodies on the line and still try and earn something out of the game. And a shutout away at Tulsa in their stadium is huge as well. So we know we have to do our best to try and get anything out of these matches.
Hunter, while you were answering Brad's first question, we were showing the first save in front of the BYB. Let's kind of go back to that. What was going through your mind? What'd you see? How'd you make the play?
BYB. I don't even
the first save of the night, the one with your right hand, where I said if you were 6'6", you don't get to it. 18 sitting back post. That one, yes.
Sorry, memory of a goldfish. But, yeah, that one was a full stretch. I saw it going in. I was like, I got to give everything I can, use the height my dad gave me and just push and try and get something. And I think I pinned it on the line and kind of pinched it out and kicked with my foot. That was a little scary, but I think it kind of woke us up into the game, which was great.
Listen, remember the goldfish when you give up 5. Remember all the saves when you make them, again, as we're showing again. And so since you mentioned your dad, even though this was a month ago, this is the first time we have talked to you since you made the trip back home to Alaska. How was that for you?
Oh, it was phenomenal. It was great seeing all my friends in college were back in town. Get back to the 24 hours of sunlight. It was a great time. You know, I haven't been home in a while. Kind of reconnect with my roots and remember where I come from.
You've got another 13-day gap after Sunday. You going back? Or you staying here in Central Indiana this time?
No, I'm actually going back to Portland for my 4 days. It's Tege Ikoba, one of my best friends. It's his birthday, so they have a away game, so I want to go back and get dinner with him the night I land before he takes off, and then see some of my friends in Oregon as well.
Well, tell Mr. Ikoba we miss him here in Indianapolis. Happy birthday. We'll let you go enjoy this one. Best of luck, Hunter. We'll see you on Sunday.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
You got Hunter Salt kind of to join us. Sean McCauley will put the headsets on coming up here in just a matter of moments. Again, I know I've asked a variation of this question probably every other week for about 4 months because that's now how long he's been the starting goalkeeper. What is the continued progression you're seeing from Hunter Salt?
When you look at it, it's not just a physical progression, but there's a mental and psychological progression as well. When you give up 5 goals, and it's not you, I mean, it's they go on the team, but when you give up 5 goals in the second half of a match and you can bounce back with a clean sheet and come back with the performance that he had tonight, that's psychological strength.
All right, let's go to the head coach now of the Indy 11 in Sean McCauley. Coach, I know it's been a little while since you got the full 3 points. You managed to kind of maintain that place in the table for the most part during that time. Just how you feeling after this one?
I'm really pleased for the players to get 3 points and the reward, and I think we must make reference to our last game as well. That's not a reflection of us, and today is a reflection of us. And as long as we can show up fight, commitment, spirit, and create an atmosphere that's exciting for people to watch and chances, and I think we did that tonight, and the players were excellent, and then rewarded with the win. I do believe it could have been more. The expected goal of a penalty is quite high, and when you get 2 of them, you're probably gonna expect to score another goal at least.
It's a very well politically phrased way to say that, and we're nodding our heads in agreement with you. So with that, I'll pivot for you and get to a different subject. You've got a whole lot of just absolute pros and veterans and guys that know the deal. Sebastian Guenzati is one of those. Your thoughts about what he has meant to your club this season and seeing him score that goal tonight?
I mean, he's fantastic. What my decision was to play him from the start again, is he gives us that commitment, effort, work rate. And in recent weeks when he's been playing, he's probably been doing a little bit too much. And today we said to him, stay more central and make runs into the box, and don't be overly obsessed in helping other people out in possession. Let them figure that out in the wider channels, and you make your runs in the box. And we all know what we get from Seba, and I'm really, really pleased for him. The problem is now we've got a game on Sunday, so he's going to have an ice bath, a massage, a really good sleep, lots of food and drink, because we'd like to keep them involved, and if not, we've got minutes for Jack Blake, and we've got James Moose and Elliot Collier that's going to be probably coming back into the squad. So it's nice to get a little bit stronger, but I'm really pleased with the clean sheet and the win.
You've seen a lot of games in your career as a player and as a coach, and I'm sure you've been through moments where there's been a lopsided loss like there was on Friday, and then a gritty win like there is tonight. Can you take us through the psychology of that, how you navigate that as a player and as a coach? Because it's also something that everybody faces in life as well.
Yeah, I mean, this game's fantastic for us, but the most important game is the next one. And we have to have that approach, every week, that you've got to quickly put to bed whatever you did in the last game and focus on the next one. I did, like I said at the start, I want to make reference to that. Losing 5-0 is not what we're all about. We lost earlier in Louisville 5, but we scored 3. And I don't like the fact that, and I did say earlier on, it might have been my mistake, changing things too early in Charleston at half-time, because I thought we had a chance to win it. And maybe if I'd have left it for another 10-15 minutes, we maybe could have made changes that would have been positive, come onto the pitch, and the result might have been different. But to change the mindset, really, it was all about the result, because for 45 minutes in Charleston, for the first 7 minutes, we were okay. So it's trying to get them to believe in the fact that, we're going to play another game a few days later, and we need to get our mentality back to what we're good at. And we are really good when we become one of the worst teams to play against, which is fight, hunger, desire. People running forward, passing forward, getting balls into the box, and everybody giving a commitment to the supporters and to the club. So, that's where our mindset needed to be tonight.
Coach, congrats on the win. We'll let you go enjoy it. We'll see you here Sunday afternoon.
Thank you.
Sean McCauley, head coach of the Indy 11. That will do it for our player and coach interviews in the postgame show. We've still got more awards to give out, not to mention postgame stats and much, much more. Stay tuned. We're with you until the bottom of the hour on My Indy TV. Technically, this does end our game broadcast for those of you on ESPN+. Indy 11 wins it 1-0 on Mike Knight at the mic in Indianapolis.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.
The Indy 11 are announcing a new signing to their squad. We can now confirm it's Max from Williams Comfort Air and Mr. Plumber. Max clearly has some training to do to get into shape by game day. Soccer skills and service you can rely on from a team you can trust. Both essential for a winning performance.
So I had no job, no car, nobody to watch my son. And when I finally got a job interview, it was a half hour away. I was just stuck, Then one of my friends told me to call CareSource. I was like, my health insurance company?
We helped Becky with her resume, arranged daycare for her son, and even set up a ride to the interview that helped her get the job. CareSource is so much more than health insurance.
At Security Federal, our flexible banking solutions mean your financial future has never been brighter. Our business options will keep you one step ahead of the competition, and the communities we serve can depend on us to be there when it counts. At Security Federal Savings Bank, flexibility means everything because it's all about you. Now offering free business and personal checking. Call or visit us online today.
Back in Indianapolis and back in the win column for the Indy 11 in two ways they got it done. First, the lockdown play of the game is brought to us by Schlegel. All 6'7" of Hunter Salt makes the diving effort in the first half.
Unreal. That's one of those ones you see and you think, I might not be able to get to it, and then you just get this rush of adrenaline as you paw it past the post.
Tallest goalkeeper in Indy 11 history and used every bit of it to make that play. Now, later in the match, our securing the win moment is brought to us by Allegiant. And Adrian Despae has been an all-league level defender at multiple stops. That was on display in multiple facets tonight.
Yeah, you needed to slide him up to that front post in the front of the 6 because that was the spot that Rhode Island kept picking on.
And, of course, Indy with the clean sheet to get the victory. How about Logan Neidlinger? The Academy contract player gets the start and goes the distance. Indy, the 1-0 win. We'll keep talking about it next on My Indy TV.
Find it, try it, paint it, love it. 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 Find it, try it, paint it, love it, love it, love it.
Indy 11 has the latest merchandise: shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, hats, and more. All at Indy11.com/shop.
Meet Zach. Day and night, rain or shine, even just out for a spin, Zach gets around. But we know Zach, and at Indiana Members Credit Union, we know he's been saving up to trade up. IMCU is here to help Zach and you drive your dream. Now get financing as low as 5.24% APR on a new or used vehicle. Today, it's all about Zach. Tomorrow, it's all about you. Because at IMCU, it's you that matters.
Online now. Indy 11, World's Game, Indiana's team. The Indy 11 back in the win column. Let's show you how we got here with our first half and second half highlights again. First, without a highlight, Cam Lindley, again, you'd see him carry on for a moment, but quickly you realized not everything was all right. He exited after 16 minutes. He was one of 2 England players to leave tonight's match due to injury. We've showed you this save on multiple occasions. Again, the build-up sublime for Rhode Island. Frankly, against most keepers, that's a finish. Against Hunter Salt, it was not. Aiden Quinn, his presence on the field led to a lot of opportunities for Indy tonight.
Just some brilliant serves and three-dimensional stuff that you can't teach. You just have to have the feel of the game that he does.
Just 1 goal in total. It happens here. Give Wotton the assist. Give Guenzati his 4th goal of the season.
What a great strike.
And again, the hockey assist, if you will, from Douglas Martinez to set up that play. In the second half, there would not be another goal. There would be some other opportunities for the Indy 11. Again, that one deemed to be offside. I don't think that's the one in question. It would be this. A lot of contact there. No call. Jersey tug here. No call.
I don't know what to say, Ray.
You can probably respond to those to the league office in a little more of a relaxed fashion, knowing Indy won the match anyway. And again, Hunter Salt shuts the door one final time in half number 2. What of these numbers jump off the page to you?
18 shots. 18 shots, and they've been struggling to put the ball in the net. And you put 18 opportunities on, 6 on frame. That's an impressive stat.
All these people you see on your screen behind the stats, they're all named Mike. I'm not kidding. That was the benefit of Mike Knight at the mic. If you're a Mike, you are on the field as we speak. We need to exit stage left because our post-game coverage is about to end here on My Indy TV.
It's very true that it takes a village to raise a child. And when it comes to my healthcare village at Community Health Network, it's all nestled right in my phone. Accessing healthcare is the ability to be connected with your provider and ask a question when you need it. I feel like when I'm meeting with a community nurse practitioner or doctor, they're tuned in to what is going on with me and the way that they can serve me best.
Stand by me.
AES Indiana is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling, you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.
Every place has a purpose, and the people who inhabit those places have their own reasons for being there. The last thing on their minds should be concerns about the safety of the places they are in. When it comes to security and safety for all the places that matter, Dormakaba offers a seamless flow of integrated solutions that allow people to move securely about their daily lives. Because the places that matter to you matter to us.
Well, for the Indy 11, they have righted things after the ugliest night of the 2024 season. A gritty win against a very good team that had not lost a match in nearly 2 months in terms of Rhode Island. The reward for the Indy 11 is the best team in the Western Conference is coming here in 4 days. New Mexico next up. Now what's next for the Indy 11?
Well, you enjoy this, you savor this, because it's taken a while to get here and you had to go through some tough stuff for it. But then you build on it. New Mexico's not going to be easy. Then you're going back to the Open Cup, so there's a big mountain in front of you.
Well, the mountain in front of the Indy 11 in Mexico, united again, looking for a first win in 3 tries against them. Catch that one at 5 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Joey Lindstrom and Brad Hunter will have the call on Sunday. Thanks for joining us tonight and all season long for Indy 11 Soccer. Victory number 10 of the campaign, delivered by Sebastian Guenzani. Good night from downtown Indy.
At Security Federal, our flexible banking solutions mean your financial future has never been brighter. Our business options will keep you one step ahead of the competition, and the communities we serve can depend on us to be there when it counts. At Security Federal Savings Bank, flexibility means everything because it's all about you. Now offering free business and personal checking. Call or visit us online today.
So I had no job, no car, nobody to watch my son. And when I finally got a job interview, it was a half hour away. I was just stuck, you know? Then one of my friends told me to call CareSource. I was like, my health insurance company?
We helped Becky with her resume, arranged daycare for her son, and even set up a ride to the interview that helped her get the job. CareSource is so much more than health insurance.
The main part of my job is definitely listening. People deserve transparency. I don't want the financial part to be something that stops or hinders a patient from having the health care that they need. I try to treat each person like they're my mom or my grandmother, my daughter, my husband. I want them to know that they're not just another phone call for us. And it's very rewarding to know that I can provide peace of mind.
Stand by me.
AES Indiana is dedicated to providing you with smart energy solutions that power our lives. Our energy efficiency programs help you save energy and money. From rebates on lighting and smart thermostats to appliance pickup and recycling, you can take advantage of cleaner, more cost-effective energy solutions right here, right now. IPL is now AES Indiana. We are accelerating the future of energy together.